Figuring out the Philippine society truly is enigmatic in a sense. Our people are labeled as undeniably respectful, hospitable, united, resilient, and all these other positive attributes that make it seem like we're all God-sent angels on the face of the earth. We've become filled with pride when other people praise us for having these kinds of qualities, but we are easily offended when they try to point out the substandard ones. We tend to constantly seek out only affirmations and validations, but shy away from anything and everything that makes us look like we have these shortcomings. The irony of our toxic mind setting makes it seem like we're incredibly facile and insecure individuals who only care about figuratively looking good for the entire world to see. What's even more dismaying is the fact that we seem to tear ourselves from the inside out by trampling down the set of values that our culture rests its foundations upon, like being educated. For a country that puts such a high regard for learning, we surely take too much enjoyment out of embarrassing others simply because they're smart. It seems like having an intellectual conversation is a heinous and unforgivable crime that everyone who dares to practice it and enjoy it must be mocked. In fact, smart shaming is so rampant in the Philippine setting that I have been able to witness it countless of times. I have even been a victim as well, to the point that I have already become accustomed to hearing and reading phrases such as pabida ka masyado. Oo na, bobo na ako, ikaw na matalino. And my personal favorites, edi wow, share mo lang, and nakapag-aral ka lang, magaling ka na. I could be discussing a topic that I am particularly interested in, and let me just put it out there by saying that there is nothing more disheartening than having someone tell me that any of these aforementioned phrases or anything else that is remotely similar to them, even though my only intent was only to engage in a meaningful conversation. This is most especially common when I am supporting what I am saying with facts and reliable data. And all the more will people label me as mayabang and bida. Come to think of it, I can't even remember a time when I went to school without hearing at least one person utter those statements either to me or to a classmate. Even social media platforms are littered with a wide array of smart shaming comments, heavily guised under the notion of having the right to freedom of speech. As a result, intellectuals would then rather keep quiet and keep the ideas they have for themselves, not because no one would listen, but because no one seems to care about it anyway. Ignorance suddenly is bliss, and settling for the norm without ever questioning if it's acceptable, because otherwise you'd be shamed for having the ability to think and voice out your thoughts. We are too hostile for a bunch of people who are supposedly meek and respectful in nature, and too drunk with the idea of us being superior in nature. These are what urged me to deeply stand by the notion that edi wow and share mo lang statements should retire already, as well as with the hostility to intellect, the perpetrating culture of choosing to be ignorant, and smart shaming in general. It is rather regressive to think that we should all just be confined into a certain way of thinking, and that no one should dare say anything that is critical in nature. Not being able to mind our minds with the things that we say negatively affects the culture that we set out for ourselves, especially in terms of being well educated. What would be the use of all those years of hard work and struggling in school if the Philippine society, the very system that told you to study hard and become knowledgeable, will just shoot you down for saying things that are critical yet valid. I, for one, refuse to believe that we will forever succumb to this kind of sorry, medi- mediocrity. The Filipino people, no matter our shortcomings and insecurities, are all intellectuals. Maybe it's just time to find and channel all that intellect into something that is more substantial than smart shaming. Thank you.